Okay, time to power through the rest of this. What's going on, guys? It is iSlyCoop88, also known as Steve, and welcome back to yet another unboxing. It is 102, and it is the 1st of March in 2017. Always like to backlog these because who knows when I'm going to post these. And today, guys, we're going to give the February, or is it March Comic Bento box? I forget when Comic Bento sends these things out. I think this is February's box, because I usually get them right around the end of the month now. So let's, yeah, I'm trying to flip that out of view so you guys don't say, security. Also, I'm wearing my, I Heart Star Wars shirt, so that here's the opening to the, oh wait, I didn't open this yet. So let's open this real quick. Try to do this carefully because I actually had part of the edge break off of my box cutter. There we go. Okay, so that's broken off. I'm also trying to be, I'm trying to get where you guys can hear me, but also, I'm trying to be quiet for the people in my house as well. They're, doing work or they're sleeping, etc. It's a courteous thing, so you may have to turn up your volume a little bit. But this is the February Comic Bento box, and the theme, oh, what is the theme? I'm presuming it's Builders. Yep, this is the Builders pack, and this is a very interesting one because I thought, okay, when you think of Builders, you think of, people, construction workers, hazmat people that work in technology industries. So I expected an Iron Man book, and sure enough, I was not wrong, but it's actually the Invincible Iron Man by Bento. So this was actually from 2 years ago, apparently, 2015. So I thought this was actually going to be Ironheart. Ironheart, the current, Iron Man or Iron Woman. But no, this, it's actually Bendis's Iron Man run that he did, which I don't actually mind because when you think of Builders, especially in the Marvel Universe, who better than Tony Stark? I can't think of anybody who I would much rather add to a book theme than Tony, especially since Tony is, not just a billionaire playboy philanthropist, but of course, he's Iron Man. This guy built, his armor in a cave, so it's it makes sense. Now, of course, we got a Valiant book. As always, you guys know, I love Valiant. Love their universe. And this is the 4001 AD series. Earth Must Rise, Father Must Fall. So this is basically actually an event title from Valiant. And you guys know me, I love Valiant. I've loved a lot of their work that they've been doing. So I'm kind of excited to read this and get into it and see what this is about. If I'm probably guessing this correctly, guys, this is an event, faced around Rai, R-A-I. Rai, which is Valiant's futuristic, techno-organic samurai, or Ronin, depending on how you look at it. So I'm kind of intrigued to see, okay, how does this tie into the Rai series? And I only read the first volume. I would love to read the other two volumes. That way, in case I like don't get something, it'll probably be like something that I could be like fully versed or covered on. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. You guys know me. I love Valiant. Now the next one up is a George R. Martin book, which is kind of funny, and it's a new chapter in the set of the Wild Cards universe, which is called The Hard Call, which is interesting. It's from Dynamite. For the survivors of a lethal virus that has decimated humanity, it's all in the cards. So apparently this must be like many other like series, like the Dresden Files and stuff. This must be a comic adaptation of like, you know, a novel series. Um, it definitely piques my interest a little bit. Like, okay, what is this about? And it says the Builder, and this is part of the Builders collection. So it kind of makes me wonder, okay, how does that tie in to that particular like timeline? And I may have to do a little bit of research as I'm reading that one too. And the last book in this box is from Image, and it's called Habitat, and it's by Simon Roy. It's his graphic novel. Hang on, I guess I'll have to read from the official comic Bento thing because it's not saying on the back. Okay, Habitat. Writer, artist, cover artist. Okay, so this is all done by, you know, Simon Roy, which is cool. All his life, Henry Cho wanted to join the ranks of the Habspec, the rulers of the orbital habitat that his people call home. But when he finds a powerful forbidden weapon from the deep past, a single moment of violence sets his life and the brutal society of the habitat into upheaval. Hunted by the cannibalistic Habsec and sheltered by former enemies, Cho finds himself caught within a civil war that threatens to destroy his world. Okay, so they're going with the classics because Warren Ellis actually had like words of encouragement where he basically said Simon Roy is one of the most consummate science fiction graphic novelists of our time, and he's a well-kept secret for too long. In Habitat, he mixes 50 years of sci-fi into something bleeding edge and beautiful, which tells me that he's going with the trope of guy wants to join the high society. He finds something that was from long ago that he wasn't supposed to find, and that eventually it dooms the entire planet. So it's like that sci-fi trope of, oh, guy has a goal to be in the upper echelons, finds something dangerous. Now the whole world is basically effed. Okay, I'm down. I'm down for reading this because this sounds interesting. And plus, I'm not the biggest sucker of classic sci-fi, but some of the tropes I do kind of like to see how people intermingle that into modern day. It's even some of the work that I would love to try to put out someday, if I succeed as you know, a writer in the comic field. But that's a different story for a different time, and I'm not going to bore you guys with that. That's for a separate vlog. But anyway, guys, that is it for the Builders Comic Bento box. Not a bad collection. Still not sure about the George R. Martin book, though. Let's read that real quick. In 1946, an alien virus changed the world forever, and people who were affected made their draw. 60 years later, an ace named better known as the Sleeper is framed for the murder of a young nurse in Jokertown. And as it turns out, the killer is another ace with the ability to walk through walls. Meanwhile, a group of teenagers in Colorado accidentally activate the dormant wild card virus, causing the entire town of White Oak to experience the effects of the virus. Okay, now I'm really intrigued to read this because so an alien virus basically it's basically kind of like Chronicle, head scratch. I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I read it. But anyway, guys, that has been the Builder Box for Comic Bento. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I predicted the Iron Man 1 Habitat sounds interesting, and of course, I got another Valiant book to add to my collection, so I can't really complain. So, I forget the theme for the next one, guys. Probably will figure that out soon. I used to keep track of all this stuff. Now I've gotten to the point where it's like every time it comes in, I'm like, oh, I'm almost surprised because I forget what the theme is going to be for that month. But that's a given. It's a given. It's better to be surprised. But with that, guys, I'm going to stop the video. Went past 10 minutes. I didn't mean to make this more than 10 minutes, so I will see you guys on the flip side.